So Sam Lutfi has now spoken out about his perspective concerning the goings-on in the Britney Spears saga. He posted this to his stories on September 5th, 2022. So let's just get right into what he had to say. I had to write this in response to her post today. I feel like certain people need a refresher course in history. There were only two people in 07 and 08 that witnessed all the illegal activities that occurred. Britney and myself. Going back, let's not forget that during the Y2K hysteria, a teenage Britney ushered the world into a new era of pop culture and busted the doors down to allow other contemporary female artists to take the stage. A naturally reticent woman in her personal life, she is a force of nature on the stage. Although she relished normality, she never experienced it. However, under all the chart-topping songs and performances lurked an ominous figure in her life, like a pugnacious, ornery, and often irascible figure that would surface without warning, creating an untenable and precarious tension for seemingly no reason at all. I came into her life after a judge separated her from her children over a nonsensical tabloid article. It was my mission to help her regain visitation. Within weeks of arduous court demands, we were successful. And the same judge restored her time with the young boys. When the children came to the house, everything had to be perfect. Meals had to be prepped to perfection, DVD movies ready to go. The house needed to be spotless, and she made certain to wear the biggest smile, even though she was going through hell inside. She never allowed the children to witness it. She's tough as nails when it comes to protecting her children, and despite battling a very bitter divorce, she never besmirched Kevin's name, nor did she ever allow anyone else to. She respected him as the father of her precious boys. During this time, looming beneath us, a dark and sinister plan was underway. Britney and I had no idea, no warning, no indication of what was soon to come to a head. Days before it was filed, someone tipped us off that the old man and a crazy witch lady were planning to file something called a conservatorship. I immediately called Lynn, who assured me that there was no truth to it and it was merely her ex-husband saber-rattling. To Britney, I was her ticket to respite from global discord. I tried hard to give her the space and freedom to make her own decisions, something her family was hard-pressed against, so they turned on me. Yet I foolishly believed I was an impervious man. I was wrong for what they did to both of us, and it felt like an assassination. They all quickly ran to court with no compunction, armed with a handbook of lies, and asserted full control over their daughter, who had been providing food on their tables her entire life. I witnessed her as she felt that cold blade pierce through her scapula when her parents walked into that ward with grins on their faces, claiming they usurped her throne in glee, parading court documents that stripped her of everything. It was painful to watch as I was forced to leave the hospital, seeing her soul pour out all over the linoleum floor. For years, we remained in contact because she desperately wanted to be freed from the shackles that had bloodied her wrists. I clandestinely passed to her cell phones and messages and lawyers to assist in restoring her rights. Yet to no avail. They were always a step ahead of us. But when we got close, Britney would shift gears when presented with the threat they'd never let her see her children again. So she would climb back into her dark, cold cell and cry in pain just to maintain a semblance of a family life with her sons. That's when she would go dark for months, bearing all the stress and pain and anxiety and depression, the lack of freedom to call a friend or drive a car. But she powered through it, so not to jeopardize seeing those boys. This demoralizing operation was very costly, yet she is the only breadwinner amongst the countless hundreds of people involved. So she was forced to work, to earn money, to pay, to upkeep her own prison walls, and pay all the capricious wardens that surrounded her every move. This is the ultimate sacrifice a mother can make. She slowly bled out for 13 years, dreaming of freedom. She did this for her children. 13 years of this abuse would destroy anyone, but somehow she persevered. There's no doubt she's now battling so many wounds and facing the scars this has caused her. But the saddest part of it all is witnessing the family's subterfuge and alienate these boys with lies. The people doing so are merely fueling their own selfish desires of relinquishing control again. But I have faith that the boys and their father will see through this and come around. They need to research covert narcissistic parenting, and they will immediately identify how they are being used as pawns in this mental warfield. I pray for everyone involved here. I can't speak for Britney, but I forgive her family for destroying my life. But unlike Britney, I was able to retain control over mine. I don't blame her for not forgiving anyone yet, but I hope she does one day, although I don't believe we will ever forget. God bless and Godspeed. Yours truly, Sam Lutfi. Well, I will leave it at that and let y'all kind of decide for yourself what your thoughts are and what you think about it. I know that it is true that there were only a very select few people who did have access to Britney Spears as an eyewitness whenever all of this stuff was going on. And I know that one of those people was Sam Lutfi. So I know a lot of y'all want to take what he says with a grain of salt. Some of y'all don't want to believe him at all. But I would invite you to consider what at this point he has to gain or lose from continuing to put his neck out in support of Britney Spears. He has not said anything bad about Britney's children or even Kevin Federline in this message. What he seems to have said is, look further into this because there is a malicious narcissist at play in the situation, and I think I would have to agree with him on that one. So comment below, let me know what y'all are thinking about this Sam Lutfi message, and like I told y'all, I really don't like to talk about the kids too much, so I am trying to keep the specifics of the kids off my channel, so I would appreciate if y'all would respect that boundary as well. Facts ain't defamation. Love you, mean it. K-bye.
No, I think she was just expressing her independence and her freedom, which hopefully she'll get the chance to do again.
Cool.
Sometime soon.
All right.
There's nothing wrong with Britney. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Doesn't need this thing.
Oh, I love her. All right.
Everybody loves her. All right, guys.
Cool.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Have a good night, man.
Have a good one.
1:53 a.m.
Hi, this is Britney Spears. It's Saturday the 18th. I was just saying I want out of this conservatorship. I've been blackmailed by visitation of my babies by this conservatorship. I'm confined, restrained, and stripped of my civil rights, and I demand the state of California to review this case because I feel it's illegal.
1:50.
Hi, my name's Britney Spears. I called you earlier, but I'm calling again because I just wanted to make sure during the process of ending the conservatorship that my father has threatened me several times that, he'll take my children away. I just want to be guaranteed that everything will be fine with the process of you guys taking care of everything and things just being the same as far as my custodial time. That's it.